My name is Lucie. I'm 27 years old. I recently left my full-time job at Refinery 29, where I was for 3 years creating content and building their YouTube channel, to go off on my own and create content for my own brand and my own channel. I am signed with United Talent Agency in Los Angeles, and I make a full-time living creating content editorially for my own platforms, as well as through sponsorships and partnerships with brands and advertisers. So for people who have never seen any of my videos, I figured that before I dove into the presentation, I would just play a short video clip showing you a brief look at what I've been doing over the past few years.
Hey guys, it's Lucie Fink. Every week, you challenge me to change my life for the better. Go big or go home. This week is 5 days of natural remedies. Cold showers, calligraphy, sleeping on the floor, of Halloween makeup. And in this edition, I'm bringing out my inner dancer. I did a bit of research before I went into this.
Oh wow, is there a huge fire in here?
I'm a video producer at Refinery 29, but every so often I like to try other people's jobs. This is Lucie for Hire.
And of course you have to do it quicker, otherwise you get fired.
Not bad for first one.
Yeah? About the same size.
Yep.
I have never been more ready to do anything in my entire life.
Just walking my pizza.
So, those two series you saw there, one was called Try Living with Lucie, where I take on lifestyle challenges for 5 days at a time, and the other was called Lucie for Hire, where I try other people's jobs and see if I can do them. I've tried being a dog groomer, Radio City Rockette, making my own ice cream flavor at Ben & Jerry's. The list goes on and on. Turns out I'm best at just creating videos. None of those jobs. So what you're seeing up here are two recent screen grabs. The photo at the top is my Instagram account, where I have about 150,000 followers at the moment, and on the bottom, my YouTube channel, where I'm almost at 150,000 subscribers. Just to sort of orient you, because you're just meeting me today, so you're seeing these numbers, my YouTube channel on the bottom was at 60,000 in January of this year. So it's really, I'm seeing the most growth on YouTube at the moment, but all these social media platforms are bringing in my full source of income at the moment. So my original speech today was going to be about building a social media brand, but we sort of switched things around because I'm speaking to advertisers and marketers out there. So I figured I would share my top 5 tips for marketing with influencers. So if you are looking to tap a social media influencer to promote your products or your brands, here are my top 5 tips. Number 1, let the creator create. So although it might be tempting to want to tell the creator exactly what content to create for their channel, the content will perform miles better if you give the creator freedom to create content that is fitting with their audience and whatever their audience is used to seeing. I'm putting 2 examples here. What you're seeing on the left is a sponsored video by a hair care brand. They asked me to create a video for my YouTube channel where I was doing a beach wave hair tutorial. On the right, you're seeing a video that was sponsored by a CBD cream brand, which after 2 months of me trying the cream and enjoying it myself, they asked me to create a video for my YouTube channel and to integrate the cream however would be the best fit for my channel. So I decided to do a day in the life of my New York City life, which my audience is very used to seeing. And as you can see on the bottom, these videos were both posted 2 months ago, and one has 17,000 views and another has 100,000 views. That's a very classic example of what happens when a brand asks you to create a piece of content that is not suitable for your channel. Nobody is coming to my channel for hair tutorials. Although I do like doing my own hair, I never have made a hair video before, so that's not a very searchable SEO term for my channel. Whereas life in New York City and a vlog of the behind the scenes of my day is very much what people want to see from me. So when brands let you do what's most natural for you, you can see that it pays off. Tip number 2, the product does not need to be front and center. Although it is tempting to ask the influencer to just hold the product and smile next to it, I can assure you that content always performs better when the actual visuals for the feed fit the influencer's feed and content stream. Two examples here. On the left, you're seeing a skincare brand that asked me to hold their skincare product, make sure the logo is clearly visible, front and center while I'm applying the cream. Whereas the photo on the right is another skincare brand that asked me to wear their face mask, but of course, don't worry about propping up the face mask packaging in the photo because at this point, the packaging would be in the recycling already. So this photo, actually the photo you're seeing on the right, which has 12,000 likes as opposed to the 4,000 likes on the left, the photo on the right was actually posted a year before the one on the left. So I had way fewer followers, but the engagement was way higher because the audience does not want to see brand labels and packaging in every photo. Another perfect example of this is with my Refinery 29 series, the 5-day challenge format. We had brands pretty quickly after I launched that series reaching out to ask if they could sponsor us, one being Carnival Cruise Line. And they wanted us to do 5 days on a Carnival cruise. We told them we're not going to call a video 5 days on a Carnival cruise. That's just a straight up advertisement. Of course, we would love to go on your cruise, but we will need to call it something that's going to fit with the series. And people are used to inspiring lifestyle changes. So what if we call it 5 days of new experiences, and we just so happen to be on the Carnival cruise? Of course, we properly disclosed that it was an ad. The video says very clearly that it's sponsored by Carnival Cruise Line, but that being said, it did not appear like an ad up front and center. And I've shared 3 screenshots of some comments that we got on this video. The top one says, "It didn't feel like they were advertising to me, looks like a lot of fun." The second one says, "Honestly, seems like my idea of paradise. Does anyone else really want to go on a cruise?" And the last comment, which is my favorite one, who this person, although we did clearly tell them it was an ad, says, "Oh my God, this looks friggin' amazing. They could use this video as an ad for cruises for sure. Definitely sold me on it." And that was just the best comment we could get because as people creating sponsored content, although you're telling people it's sponsored, you obviously don't want it to feel sponsored. And that third comment shows that someone didn't even know it was an ad. They just want to go on a cruise now. My next tip, build a relationship with the influencer that you're working with. And I don't only mean that you should try to do those partnerships that are more than one post and more than just a one-off Instagram picture, but actually a longer-term partnership. So I mean that, but the other part of what I mean is really being specific about what time in an influencer's life you're reaching out and tapping them for this project. So these 2 photos that you're seeing here, the one on the left is just a one-off partnership with Dunkin' Donuts for a specific campaign with their Dove dry shampoo. So as you can see, I'm holding 2 products in the photo. I tried to make it as colorful as possible, but that is the one-off ad. And the photo on the right is from my wedding last month, which was my husband's backstage. Hello, Michael. The photo on the right is from my wedding, and this was actually a partnership that I did with Kleinfeld Bridal for my wedding dress. And what was the best part about this was Kleinfeld saw that I posted on Instagram April 2018 that I got engaged. They reached out to me at the perfect time to offer me a product that was actually useful and meaningful in my life, and that they knew from that day forward for the next year or so, and likely after the wedding, that I was going to have a very reasonable need to share a piece of content with one of their products and or services involved. So this partnership with Kleinfeld actually took me through the start of my engagement when I started looking at wedding dresses, and I created a bunch of YouTube videos for them of searching for my dress, as well as even a video on Refinery 29 where I tried Lucie for Hire a day as a Kleinfeld bridal associate, and I tried helping someone else find their dress, all the way through my wedding, where I'm now sharing tons of photos and videos of my wedding day, and they're getting so much more exposure than what they actually gave me with the cost of one dress. And so really thinking about what time is it in the influencer's life, what can they use? You have to realize that people that do what I do for a living just get bombarded with free products and free services, and that really is great, but it's even better when a brand reaches out at a time when it's actually useful to me, because I do not want another pot or pan or anything in my kitchen at the moment. This screenshot here just shows a back-end statistic of an Instagram story that I posted for Kleinfeld. Of course, over the course of this partnership, I posted so many, but this was just one Instagram story showing you that in 24 hours, they got almost 50,000 accounts saw the story, and over 2,000 individual people tapped over to Kleinfeld's Instagram account from just one story. And they got way more than one story out of this partnership, so it really shows how valuable it is when you tap an influencer at the right moment. Number 4, focus on engagement. I think we all kind of know by now that formula for influencer engagement. It's the amount of likes and comments divided by the number of followers. I think the engagement number does tend to go down as an influencer gets bigger, because once you have millions and millions of followers, you can't be expecting to get a 50% engagement rate. But what we're seeing on the bottom, this is just a chart that I pulled from a random website, but I found the engagement statistics relatively correct in terms of what they should be. And as you're seeing, I would say most people's Instagram engagement is somewhere between 2 and 4%. If you're way higher, that's incredible engagement. If it's way lower, maybe be concerned as the advertiser that these aren't all real followers, they're not all loyal, maybe they're bots, maybe they were purchased. So that's as someone who does this for a living, I get tons and tons of DMs of people offering me free followers or pay this much to get this much. I actually just posted on my Instagram story about 5 minutes ago with a screenshot of a DM that I got of someone offering me 200,000 followers. And some people say yes to those DMs. So really looking at this and thinking, if someone has, just to put this into perspective, if somebody has 500,000 followers and their post is getting 1,000 likes or less, that means their engagement rate is 0.2%. So it's very important to look at the engagement rate. And number 5, approaching influencers strategically. I blacked out this woman's face because I didn't want to make her feel bad. I don't know who she is. But I found this on Instagram. This is an advertisement for a brand that I won't mention by name, but it's a certain detox tea that is all over the internet that I would personally never work with as a brand, but they do reach out to every person on the internet to advertise for them. And as an influencer, if I was asked by a brand to collaborate or to create content for them, and I went into their brand hashtag and I saw that thousands of people are posting photos like this using hashtag ad at the start of their caption, and they're getting 14 likes on the post, this tells me that this person is going for quantity of influencers rather than quality influencers. I would rather work with a brand that I'm one of 5 influencers that they're working with for the year, and everyone is valuable and actually driving marketing versus getting 14 likes and posting about the detox tea and pretending that they're a viable social media influencer. So really thinking about who you're using to advertise is going to determine what influencers want to work with you. Next is personalization. This is an actual screenshot of an email that I received. Somebody reaching out to me and calling me Hi Lucie B. Fink, which is my Instagram handle. This tells me that this is sort of a spammy situation, and I'm not interested in trying out their low-carb cereal. And the last thing is payment. Knowing when to offer products and services. This kind of goes back to the Kleinfeld bridal example, tapping an influencer at the exact right moment in his or her life. When you can actually offer them something that's useful, then you will get way more bang for your buck. And asking for a media kit or rate card. I know it's really tempting. I've gotten tons of emails of people offering to, can you do 8 posts for us and we will PayPal you $200 in the next 10 minutes. That kind of stuff is just a major red flag. Most people in my position are either working with an agent or managers at this point and have a very defined rate card. If they're not, they can probably send you a media kit that they've created for yourself. And this is a full-time job. So people do need to be compensated appropriately, and if they are a valuable influencer, they're driving traffic, so definitely set aside marketing budget for proper influencer marketing. Here's all of my social contacts. If you'd like to connect, I'll also be here for a little bit of the rest of the day, so feel free to come find me. And thank you so much to Barry and DPAA for having me.
Lucie.